Hi, on the Woodpecker today, I install a small cyclone in my new shop. Currently, I have a huge hose running from my dust collector, going under the workbench, and running up to the table saw. This setup is worse than the one I had before. I need to use the pipes I've installed under the concrete slab and hook them up to this small cyclone that I bought 6 months ago. All the dust will be collected in this cardboard barrel. I also had a smaller cardboard barrel in my old setup. One hose was hooked up to the dust collector, while the other one went to the tool that needed dust collection. The heavy dust fell inside the barrel, but because of this baffle, I was losing half of the suction. That's why I'll try to do something better this time. The first thing I do is reinforce the lid of the barrel. To do so, I cut a piece of plywood in the shape of the lid. After checking that the circle is perfect, I glue it in place with construction adhesive and screw the lid to it. Then I turn it over again and run a bead of caulking around the wood. To continue, I must wait for everything to dry. So I indulge myself and go on my first snowmobile ride of the season. When I come back, it's dark outside. During my ride, I realize that I need a second circle to reinforce the lid even more. So I screw it inside the lid with the plastic sandwiched between two pieces of plywood. Next, I drill a 6-inch hole in the center. Then, on the plywood, I trace the shape of the cyclone's base and stick some self-adhesive foam over the line. Then I cut the foam around the hole. Next, I screw the cyclone in place. Then I just need to remove the excess foam. Now I must connect this pipe hole to the dust collector. The first thing I do is cut a small piece of pipe. But since the exterior of the pipe is bigger than 6 inches, I need to put a 6-inch union inside the PVC pipe. One thing I didn't anticipate was having so much trouble fitting those galvanized unions inside the pipes. When I finally have them the way I want them to be, I don't take any chances and tape them together. Finally, the first piece is done. The cyclone has a 5-inch inlet hole, so I need to go from a 6-inch to a 5-inch pipe. A second piece ready. Now I need to put those fittings to the 6-inch hose I bought. But unfortunately the hose doesn't fit right over the cyclone output. So I need to put a fitting there too. And I thought it was difficult to insert the fitting over a hard PVC pipe. After a while, I managed to get both pieces together. So, right away, I clamped them with a hose clamp. After a very long time, I finally have all the fittings I need to hook everything into the dust collector. Again, I put a hose clamp on it also. Now I can hook up the cyclone. Everything is now working fine. The suction is so great that the whole setup moves. But with 6-inch open holes like this one, I end up with no suction at all. I need to make 5 pipe plugs. I begin by cutting a circle on some of the wall strap pieces. The circle is bigger than the pipe. This is expected. Now with my new lathe, I'll turn them round. With its taper shape, it fits perfectly. On one plug, I make a 4-inch hole in the center. This is for a 4-inch blast gate. Then I can plug 5 of the 6 dust collector holes. Originally, I had this type of blast gate. They're less than ideal because they're always clogged up with sawdust. I even tried to duplicate the design and it wasn't working any better. The dust always jammed the door. That's the reason why, this time around, I bought auto-cleaning blast gates. I hope this will work better. Now I must remove the contraption I made for my table saw and cut a new door out of plexiglass. The 6-inch hole is cut with the scroll saw. Each corner receives a hole for a bolt. Then the door is fixed in place with bolts and washers. Now I must build a box like that, and this will become the central dust hub. The first thing I do is to cut the plywood to size. After a dry fit, I can confirm that everything fits perfectly. Again, with the scroll saw, I cut both 6-inch holes. This doesn't fit. I'll just sand it until it's perfect. Then I make both 4-inch holes with the old saw. But when I try them, I notice that the blast gate door doesn't close properly. So I make 2 new pieces and cut their holes with the scroll saw. I also need to cut an opening for the dust door. I'll use the other part of the plexiglass I cut earlier for the door. But to secure it in place, I cut 2 pieces of angle aluminum. To be able to screw them later, I drill some holes in them. Then I can assemble everything with glue and nails. Next, I cut another small piece of pipe for the bottom of the hub and put it in place. To make sure that it won't move, I screw it in place, being careful not to let the screw tip poke through. I file a chamfer in front of the dust door. This will help the dust to be sucked in more easily. Now I can screw both angles, which hold the door in place. I cut a piece of hose and put all the necessary fittings on it and also on the hub. Finally, I can put everything in place. And try it for the first time. Wow, it's fantastic! I really need to do, like everybody else, and empty my dust bag on the floor to try my new setup. Wow, again! The bag is empty again. This is just the dust that fell from the upper filter. All the dust is in the barrel. So much fun that I must do it again. Now that my dust collector system is working as planned, I'll be able to focus on my interior door for the next episode of the Woodpecker.